Hey, welcome to the podcast. This is the Surge Effect, and this podcast, well, it'll probably have an effect on you. Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Surge Effect. In today's episode of the Surge Effect, we are going to be talking about Charlie Kirk. It's been a while. I haven't been around for a bit. I've been changing studios and doing a couple other things family-wise. But anyway, we are back, and today we are going to be talking about Charlie Kirk and his murder. Assassination, murder, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to show you some clips because a lot of stuff's going around saying that, he was hateful and he was a hated guy and, all that stuff. He was a racist and blah, blah, blah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some clips, stuff that you probably have not seen before. And hopefully it's not going to be too long of a podcast, but he was a great guy, in my opinion. I've been watching Charlie for probably, 5 or 6 years. And actually kind of introduced him. My wife started watching him a couple of years back as well. And then, of course, when we were driving one day and my wife said Charlie Kirk was just shot, and then shortly after she said, Charlie Kirk had died. So anyway, took it pretty hard. I'm Canadian, as you can see, but I have some fantastic American friends, and my heart goes out to people who watched Charlie Kirk and thought about him the way I thought about him. Anyway, let's get into this podcast, and I'll start showing you some stuff. So, of course, I just wanted to show you a picture here of Charlie. Loving memory of Charlie Kirk, 1993 to 2025. This young man was 31 years old. 31. Both my children are older than Charlie. But man, oh man, did this guy accomplish a ton of stuff in his life here on this earth. An MP by the name of Rachel Thomas here in Canada, she wanted to give a bit of tribute to Charlie in our house, People's House of Canada, House of Commons. So here we go.
Freedom of speech is the cornerstone of a free society. It means we will hear ideas that we disagree with and express views that may be offensive. This freedom can make us uncomfortable or even hurt, but silencing voices, whether for a moment or forever, is never the answer. We must protect a society where people can hold beliefs and share opinions without fear of losing their jobs, being censored, or worse. Charlie Kirk was an outspoken advocate for faith, family, and freedom. Many disagreed with him, some were offended. Tragically, on September 10th, he was assassinated in an attempt to silence his voice. But when has political violence ever been the solution? It destroys dialogue, it undermines democracy, and it breeds fear instead of understanding. True progress comes from persuasion, not intimidation. As we grapple with our personal response to this, may we be honorable in our actions. May we fiercely defend the right of our opponents to speak freely. And may we join our hearts with Charlie's family, his wife Erica, and his 2 young children. Rest in peace.
So that was in our house. And then in our house, of course, the Liberals voted against honoring Charlie Kirk with a moment of silence in our parliament. And I just think it's terrible. My opinion, but I think it's disgusting. But all right, so I'm going to play a little video here. This is Charlie Kirk. He's talking about college at one of the college campuses. This is one of the fellows he was speaking with at the mic.
Example, what are you studying? Can I ask?
Economics.
Okay, so what do you think of Thomas Sowell?
I actually really like him. I bought his book, Basic Economics.
Great.
He's one of the first economists I ever
Do they
looked
teach
at.
it here?
Not yet, but also I've only been
Okay,
for like
so now
1
you're proving
year.
my point. If you're studying economics and they're not teaching Thomas Sowell, you're not getting an education, you're getting an indoctrination. and you're
no.
being scammed.
Okay.
Milton Friedman. Do they teach Milton Friedman here?
No, but I'm aware of him.
Okay. Ludwig von Mises.
I'm aware of him, but no.
Murray Rothbard. Hold on.
No.
F.A. Hayek.
No.
Frederick Bastiat.
No.
You're not getting economics education, you're getting an indoctrination. You should know every single, it's not your fault, but what you're paying for or going into debt for is not a real economic education. Those are the people that theorized about free markets, which is a legitimate school of thinking, monetarism, private property rights, and the fact that I'm not criticizing you, I'm criticizing the institution that's failing you, that you don't know what these people believe and you're not being taught that rigorously, proves my point that college is a scam.
Okay, so as I'm showing you these videos of Charlie Kirk, please keep in mind that the narrative was he was hateful and he was racist and all those fun little words that people like to throw around. And also keep in mind, he never has notes in front of him. He doesn't have notes. He doesn't take notes. He doesn't bring a laptop with him or a phone. He has it all in his mind, because he read voraciously throughout his short life. So here is another little clip at another campus.
Punch you in the face because you wear a Trump hat, you are a savage. If somebody goes after you and says, I'm going to fire you from a job because you support Donald Trump, you are a savage. Let me be as clear as I possibly can. Do you know anybody that gets fired from their job for a Harris Wall sticker? Do you know anybody that gets fired from their job for having a gay pride flag? Anyone that gets fired from their job for having a Black Lives Matter flag? But I do know people that get fired for a job because of this hat or a thin blue line or even saying that America's or don't tread on me flag. And guess what? We as conservatives are not going to take this anymore. And we're sending a message this election season that free speech is respected. And just because you support Donald Trump does not mean that your livelihood is going to be eliminated.
Exactly. The flag he was talking about was a MAGA hat. That's what he was talking about. Make America Great Again. Actually, a friend of mine here in Canada was down in Florida, I believe. His parents were in Florida, sorry. And they brought me that back. Make America Great Again. That's what it is, MAGA. Make America Great Again. Who would not want to make their country great again, whether it is America or right here in our own country of Canada? Who would not want to make your Canada or your America or your Britain or Australia great, right? Of course you would. So this is how brainwashed they have messed with people's minds online in regards to MAGA, Make America Great Again. Okay, so here's another one of Charlie talking about what he believes in hate speech, I believe.
My position is that even hate speech should be completely and totally allowed in our country. I think that in a civil society, the best ideas will win as long as you have that marketplace. And here's the real issue. As soon as you shut up hate speech, those people only get more powerful. And this is the unintended consequence of censorship. You give more credence to the silenced person the moment you shut them up, because then they can play the victim and they say, they're trying to shut me up because I have something that everyone else wants and I'm a threat to them. No, you're not. You're just a fool. And those people have too much power. And so the minute that you start to enforce speech laws like they do in Europe based on specific political opinions, then you actually give credence to them. Let me be very clear. Bring your bad ideas publicly so decent people can cross-examine you, so we can see who you are, we can talk to you and convince the public otherwise. This is a hard argument for some young people to hear because they're like, it's so hateful, it's so awful, it deteriorates our country. No. Those ideas, if they spread, deteriorate our country. But good people will speak in opposition to them.
See, and that's a thing about hate speech or just people speaking or having a conversation. This is what free speech is about. It's about your opinion, my opinion, and being able to sit around a table, throw out opinions, throw out ideas, and have a little thing called discourse, and then come to a common conclusion or come up with ideas, brainstorming, if you will. But for some reason,
We're doing it. You got to give.
they like to kill people for stuff like that, right? So it's kind of crazy. But I'm going to show you several clips of Charlie on campus again, and you keep in mind, hateful, racist, blah, blah, blah. Here we go.
we're doing it. You got to give me a good reason, at least two, why you don't like Trump.
He's racist. Yup, boo me.
Use Google.
Thank you guys.
Okay, so let me ask you a dumb question. Can you define what does it mean to be racist?
Do you want me to look up a definition?
No, I want you to. You said he's a racist, so you must have a definition of racism in your mind. Tell me what that definition is.
Okay, so, I'm gonna make you guys wait on this. Ooh, zero knowledge.
Guys, please don't heckle. I want to try to understand because these words have a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
But you can't get. I know it's hard on the spot. I just want you to think about it because if you say Trump is a racist, you should be able to easily give a definition of what that word means.
So he's literally
it's
telling the
hatred
guys,
towards
please don't
another
heckle.
race, right?
So when has he ever exhibited that? Give me clear and specific examples.
You got one? Well, yeah, I heard someone say he told.
She makes a statement and she cannot even give one answer. And she's
Okay, but
asking
let
everyone
me
in the
just
crowd.
help you out here. What you think he's a racist because the media has told you he's a racist. Because you can't give me an example off the top of your head, and even when you phone a friend to the audience. I'm not criticizing you. Maybe the media is lying to you. Maybe the man who's being called a racist is actually someone that's trying to improve lives of all Americans.
Maybe, right? Maybe. But it's too easy just to throw out the racist word, right? Say that you are a racist. It's just far too easy. So I'm going to play this one here. It's about 8 minutes long, and this is a few different people he's speaking with on campus. Here we go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that? Well, thank you. May I have a hat?
No. So let me ask you, none of your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave. Like.
Everybody, do me a favor. Please be respectful, okay?
Hello. So I have a few leading questions before my main one, because I have to be honest, I don't really know that much about you. So would you say that you're very religious?
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
Okay, great. So I was under the impression that your beliefs on abortion were stemming from your religious beliefs.
Well, at the core, that is correct, but I can get that it is defensible from using reason and prudence, as I have done the last couple of
Cool. So you're not trying to illegalize abortion based on the Bible?
Well, no, not based on the Bible. My personal conviction comes from the Bible. I want to make abortion illegal because it is the only applicable extension of laws we already and standards we already have in the West. Correct?
I'm sorry, can you maybe rephrase that?
Eliminating abortion is the only logical step while we apply the standard we already have in this country to unborn life. So we have murder laws.
Yes.
Therefore, murder laws should apply to unborn life as it does to born life.
Okay. So again, reiterating, you're not trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs because that would be unconstitutional, right?
Well, not again, sort of, but no, I am not using scripture to defend my beliefs. However, my personal convictions start with scripture, but the political views that we're talking about here are all defensible using reason and Western tradition.
Okay. So, great. That's all I needed to know, that you weren't trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs, because I would not be able to support anything that was so blatantly unconstitutional. But thank you for clarifying that for me. I had a whole thing ready, but I guess that wasn't necessary. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, just tell me more about how you view politics, or what. Is that okay? Or if not, like, and you feel free to walk away. I'm not here.
Maybe not in this crowd.
That's okay. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Archer.
Archer, thank you for coming up, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for clarifying.
And let me just say one last thing. I could tell you probably have a negative impression of Christianity, maybe. I hope one day we can earn back your support to making Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior. I'm sorry if the church has failed you in that way, because I do have strong religious convictions and beliefs, and there is a God who made you and loves you, and he sent his son to die for you.
Her name is Mom.
Okay, well, thank you. I do appreciate the candor and the courage to come up here, but we will pray for you. Thank you.
Okay. I can't get out.
Thank you, Archer. Are you voting for Kamala?
I am.
Okay, what is her greatest...
Hey, free speech? Free speech?
Yeah, they have the freedom of speech to boo you. That's right.
Do I have the freedom of speech? Okay, so if I boo them, then it's an impediment of freedom of...
No, but I just gave you an open mic for 15 minutes. Let's just tell me, what is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
See, that's that question. You can't... Okay. The greatest accomplishment, that goes back to sort of establishing an extreme. I can't definitively say, oh, this is the greatest, though, absolute
Name
greatest.
an accomplishment of hers.
An accomplishment of her? She got in, when she was the Attorney General of California, she fought the insurance companies to decrease prices that they're not going to be price gouging. That's an accomplishment?
Wow. Okay. So that's worthy of your vote.
You support price gouging? I'm curious.
Well, no, I'm just curious. What has she done as vice president that makes you be like, that's my gal?
What is the vice president's the vice president is just president of the Senate. They don't have much.
Oh, that's interesting. If it's just a ceremonial role, why do we even have a VP?
Well, that's not the point. I'm saying
she was tasked to control the border. How has she done?
The vice president doesn't control the border.
They get portfolio projects from the president. She was given the portfolio project of the border. How has she done?
Again, she doesn't make any individual. I don't think she makes a top-down decision about the border.
She made a decision to reverse 50 Trump executive orders. Do you think Kamala Harris has done an objectively good job managing our border?
No.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. Thank you.
A lot of times these people, they go up to the microphone, and of course they have their phones with them and stuff, and they tried to trip up Charlie, and most times it didn't go so well.
What?
So here is just a little bit of a clip about the people say, who is Charlie? Well, this is from Turning Point USA clip. So here we go.
White privilege is a racist myth that is rooted in bigotry, trying to classify people based on their skin color. If you are a racist, you have something to apologize for. If you're a white person who is not a racist, you have nothing to apologize for. I do think that there is a direct correlation between someone's testosterone and their politics. I would love to have a study done on this. On young men, the lower their testosterone, the more likely they are to be Democratic. Well, free speech is our birthright as Americans. When you have free speech, we're going to get closer to the truth, closer to the best way to govern, closer to the best polity for the country. The influence of DEI have actually inverted the piety away from the promise of what MLK said.
All right, so there was just
White privilege is a racist myth.
A little clip about what Charlie Kirk kind of was about. So here's a little video clip that George Carlin dropped a few years back on one of his stand-ups. This is quite interesting.
It's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate.
How true? How true? And why is that? Ask yourself that question. Why is that? And of course, this is one of the pictures that I put on the thumbnail of this actual YouTube. But Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and now, of course, Charlie Kirk. But there's numerous other people, obviously, that have been assassinated. And it's kind of sad. So here's a clip, and I don't watch CNN. I just don't, because the whole 4 years of Russiagate and all that stuff, I just don't. I mean, because it's ridiculous. But I caught this clip. Since I do what I do, I try to get different clips from different areas. But here's one here from CNN. This is Van Jones talking about Charlie Kirk, because a few days before Charlie's assassination, they had a back and forth, and it didn't end so well. And I'm just going to play this here.
And Jones just wrote a piece about this for CNN.com and is here tonight. I mean, this is extraordinary. So this was received the day before he was killed.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we were beefing. We were going at it online, on air. And then after he died, after he was murdered, my team called and said, Van, he was trying to reach you, man. What? And what was he doing? Dialogue. Let's be gentlemen together. He says, let's disagree agreeably. So I'm sitting on this and I'm watching the whole country talk about civil war, censorship, justifying murder about this guy. This guy is reaching out to his mortal enemy saying we need to be gentlemen, sit down together and disagree agreeably. And the next day he's killed. And I've sat on it long enough, and I just said, you know what? We're going to Memorial Weekend for this man. We disagree. Everybody knows we were not friends, okay, at all. But you praise the good when it's time to memorialize somebody. And what he did, and I didn't even know it, was good. He was not for censorship. He was not for civil war. He was not for violence. He was for dialogue, open debate and dialogue, even with me. Even with me.
Isn't that something? Even having a dialogue that he had with Van Jones, and he still wanted to speak with him. So I'm going to show you this little video clip. This is of the stadium full of people at Charlie Kirk's memorial service. This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. 100,000 people probably in there. Like, it's like unbelievable. And they also said that there was another arena not so far away that it was filled as well, and they were watching it on closed circuit. So one of the speakers was Stephen Miller, and Stephen Miller, his speech was incredible. So I'm going to play you his speech in its entirety.
You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal. You have immortalized Charlie Kirk. And now millions will carry on his legacy. And we will devote the rest of our lives to finishing the causes for which Charlie gave his last measure of devotion. You cannot defeat us. You cannot slow us. You cannot stop us. You cannot deter us. We will carry Charlie and Erica in our heart every single day and fight that much harder because of what you did to us. You have no idea the dragon you have awakened. You have no idea how determined we will be to save this civilization, to save the West, to save this republic. Because our children are strong. and our grandchildren will be strong, and our children's children's children will be strong. And what will you leave behind? Nothing. Nothing. To our enemies, you have nothing to give, you have nothing to offer, you have nothing to share, but bitterness. We have beauty, we have light, we have goodness, we have determination, we have vision, we have strength. We built the world that we inhabit now, generation by generation, and we will defend this world. We will defend goodness, we will defend light, we will defend virtue. You cannot terrify us, you cannot frighten us, you cannot threaten us, because we are on the side of goodness.
On the side of goodness. Of course, they'd want to play too much with there, but you get the idea about Stephen Miller. Amazing. Now I'm going to play you this video here, and this, sums it up as far as Charlie Kirk goes. Here we go.
Now, I'm not.
What does your hat say?
ICE.
What does that stand for?
Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. Have a nice day. Let's have a conversation.
She took his hat off and threw it down, and he said to her, "Have a nice day. Let's have a conversation."
I wish we could be here without having my hat thrown off and stuff, but what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
Where violence is not an option, because he goes on to say, when you stop having a conversation and then violence does come into effect, not good. Not good at all. Here's another little clip. I'm going to end the podcast here right shortly, but this is of Elon Musk. They asked him at the celebration of his life, why was Charlie Kirk killed?
Why was he killed?
He was killed because his words made a difference. Because he was showing people the light. And he was killed by the dark.
Thank you, sir.
It's that simple. He was showing people the light. And he was killed by the dark. So sad. Such a young man. He will be missed. He will be missed. What a legacy he has left behind. Of course, along with his wife and his 2 children. It's a sad podcast for me, for sure. And I'm sure for so many other people, but I had to get this one done. There's so much shit going on in this world, in Canada and the United States. But I had to get this one done, and I wanted to get it done when it actually occurred, but I couldn't make it happen. But anyway, there you have it. Hopefully I put to rest some of the stuff about him being hateful and racist and all that stuff. Go online, check out some of his other videos. There's videos out there that have literally hit billions of views. Billions of views. And people think that this guy was racist or hateful. They are just not paying attention. All right? That's today's podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking. Please share. And I'll try to speed up putting out more podcasts. There's no end to the news cycle. That is a fact. Anyway, until next time, everyone, I'd like to say, like I always say, that people in this world are going through something. Every single person goes through something, goes through a hardship, goes through a bad time. I just want to throw this out there, like I always do at the end of my podcast, is to just do this one thing. Keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward. Nothing for you back there. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a present, and that's why they call it a gift. Remember that. All right, everyone, until next time, cheers. I am out.